All right, so today we're going to talk about what the point of view is. Does anybody know what a point of view is?
Like how the characters feel.
Close.
Characters' feelings and opinions.
Opinions, yes. So we're talking about who's talking in the story, right? So the point of view in which the story is being told. Today we're going to read Click Clack Moo, Cows That Type. Has anybody read this? A lot of people, yeah. All right, so good. You guys should be experts about this. First, we're going to talk and go through the points of view, but I want your guys' opinion. What do you think the first person point of view is? First person.
The chicken.
The chicken. We'll write it down. We're going to see if you guys are right.
The dog and the cow.
The dog and the cow.
The duck.
Oh, the duck. Yes. Is that what you guys are going to say? All right, and now I'll write down cow. This story doesn't really have second person, but we're going to talk about that later. Third person.
The horse.
The horse.
I don't think there's a horse. Yeah, there is.
It's okay.
You want us just
We're going to go through these and see what's correct and what's not at the end. So if you're wrong, Wyatt.
Lamb, maybe?
A lamb. All right.
I think I know.
One more.
Pig?
Pig. All right. So I need hands down because we're going to read the story now, and we're going to find out what point of view Click Clack Moo is about. Click Clack Moo, Cows That Type. Farmer Brown has a problem. His cows like to type. All day long he hears click clack moo, click clack moo, clickety clack moo. At first, he couldn't believe his ears. Cows that type? Impossible. Click clack moo, clickety clack moo. What do you think he's typing? What do you think he's typing?
About the farmer?
About the farmer. We'll see. Then he couldn't believe his eyes. Dear Farmer Brown, the barn is very cold at night. We'd like some electric blankets. Sincerely, the cows. Can cows really type? No.
It's a fantasy. My dad has an electric blanket.
Your dad has an electric
I-
blanket. They're warm.
Oh,
All right,
yeah.
we're gonna get through the story because we don't have much time. It was bad enough the cows had found the old typewriter in the barn, and now they wanted electric blankets? No way, said Farmer Brown. No electric blankets. So the cows went on strike, and they left a note on the barn door. Who is telling the story right now?
The cows.
The cows, maybe.
The farmer.
The farmer, maybe. I'll take one more.
The narrator.
The narrator. Good job. Sorry, we're closed. No milk today. So what's happening? What's happening? What are the cows doing?
They're being very picky and they're being tight.
Yeah, they're trying to type and they're being very picky, aren't they? No milk today, cried Farmer Brown. In the background, he heard the cows busy at work. Click clack moo, clickety clack moo. The next day, he got another note. Dear Farmer Brown, the hens are cold too. They'd like electric blankets. Sincerely, the cows. The cows were growing impatient with the farmer. They left new notes on the door. Closed, no milk, no eggs. Who else is going on strike? The chickens. No eggs, cried Farmer Brown. In the background, he heard them click clack moo, clickety clack moo. Cows that type, hens on strike. Whoever heard of such a thing? How can I run a farm with no milk and no eggs? Farmer Brown was furious. What does it mean to be furious?
Like angry?
Angry, very good. Farmer Brown got out his own typewriter. Dear cows and hens, there will be no electric blankets. You are cows and hens. I demand milk and eggs. Sincerely, Farmer Brown. So the farmer's trying to get back to the cows. And the chickens, yeah. Duck was a neutral party, so he brought the ultimatum to the cows. What's the ultimatum? That's a hard word. I think the ultimatum. Forget.
The letter?
The letter. Maybe.
The feedback?
The feedback. So the ultimatum is, so they brought it back to the cows. How do I explain this? So he was a neutral party. He wasn't on the farmer side and he wasn't on the cows or chicken side. So he was kind of in the middle. So he was bringing the peace basically back to the farm. So let's see what happens. The cows held an emergency meeting. All of the animals gathered around the barn to snoop, but none of them could understand moo. All night long, Farmer Brown waited for an answer. Duck knocked on the door early the next morning. He handed Farmer Brown a note. Dear Farmer Brown, we will exchange our typewriter for electric blankets. Leave them outside the barn door and we will send Duck over with the typewriter. Sincerely, the cows. So the duck was going back and forth between the farmer and the cow.
It's like a mammal.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. Farmer Brown decided this was a good deal. He left the blankets next to the barn door and waited for Duck to come with the typewriter. The next morning, he got a note. Dear Farmer Brown, the pond is quite boring. We'd like a diving board. Sincerely, the ducks. Click, clack, quack. Click, clack, quack. Clickety, clack, clack, quack. That's that was a test test.
But they never gave him the typewriter.
Who took the typewriter?
The chickens.
The chicken.
It's
Oh, the duck. Yeah, the duck.
Dogs.
I understand.
Chickens can't swim.
We got a diving board.
They have the diving board.
All right, so you guys told me the point of view of the story was the narrator, right?
Yes.
And
And
Farmer
Farmer.
Let's talk about the first person. So first person point of view is told by a character in the story. Was this book told by a character? No. Kind of. I mean, the cows. The cows did type, so kind of. It's half and half between that. But the key words that we use are I, me, and we. So anytime we see I, me, or we in a story, what point of view is it going to be? What point of view? First person, very good. Second person is used very rarely for you guys right now, but we're just going to review it. So the narrator will address the reader. So it'll say you, your, or yours. So the narrator will be talking to you. Yeah. So they'll be asking you questions. And then lastly, the third person is told by a narrator that is not in the story. So was this told by a narrator that was not in the story? Yeah. So what point of view do you think Click Clack Moo was?
It was third person.
Third person, very good. So now going back. What was the first person? Were we right? The chicken, the duck, and the cow?
Yes.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, they all had to say in what they wanted, right? With the writing.
Cow, chicken, duck.
Who else could we add to here?
Farmer Brown.
Farmer Brown, very good. And then second person, there was no second person, so we'll leave that one out. But third person, whose point of view? Was this right? Was the horse, pig, and lamb right? No. So who can we write in this?
The farmer.
The farmer. So I'm gonna write the farmer on there.
There was usually a donkey in there. Like, do you remember they had a meeting and there's like this? Oh, that was a horse. And the dog was a horse. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's a horse.
I saw a
There's
horse.
other books though.
I thought it looked like a donkey.
Maybe it was.
Donkey.
All right. So now we're gonna, when I say go, we're gonna go back to our desk quietly, safely. Okay. Using good manners. And I want you guys to work with your groups, or with your tables. And I have stories that you guys are gonna read together, and you have to tell me who's telling the story. All right. So for example, this one says, "Kids come to see me every day. I'm the largest animal on earth. They are amazed at how big I am. They clap so loud when the man gets on my back and we do tricks. I am so happy to be in the circus." So who is telling the story? Do not. I don't want the answer because you guys have to figure this out. But it says an elephant, a lion, and a monkey. So whoever gets this one, you'll have it already read for you. All right, go ahead and go back to your desks. You guys work together to figure out the clues.
Am I still filming?
Yeah, you can stop it.
Okay.